So in this video, we're going to cover our company settings page. So on this page, how we got here was we clicked on our navigation sidebar over here. We selected the settings tab and it brought us here. So you can see based on the tabs we've got on this page, you've got a lot of options here. We've got permissions, currencies, grades, airports, company, integrations, and compliance tabs. I'm going to start with airports. So it doesn't matter if you're a single airport operation or if you're a multi-campus operation. Wherever you fly out of, you would add that as a location as an airport. You'd select the address, the name, and the airport identifier. That'll be important for when you're setting up your schedule. You can see what each location schedule and toggle between those. Next one is the grading options. So it doesn't really matter what you choose to use as a grading option. In this case, we've set up incomplete, 1 through 6, and satisfactory as our grading scale. You could do 1 through 5, 1 through 10, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, and complete. A lot of options there. All of these would apply, or these options would apply to all of your different syllabi that you guys teach out of. So you want to set that up with whatever you are currently using. Next, let's cover permissions and currencies. So permissions, when we create permission groups, what we're talking about is a group of individuals that have the similar permissions. So it'd be students, dispatchers, line service, maintenance, things like that. So work groups or student groups or anything like that that you want to cluster together with the same types of permissions. So you create a permissions group by giving it a name, selecting which permissions you'd want in that group, and hit create type. Once you do that, these groups would show up in your edit permissions group. You can select administrative levels, you can select student, whatever you've named these currency groups, they come preloaded with certain sets of permissions. Down in your users, permissions, and roles, you can search for individual users. And when you find the user that you want, you would select that from the drop down what type of permissions this student would want to get, or this person at your school would need to get, and it would fill in with those currency types. If you wanted to individually adjust each person's permissions in the system, let's say this person was dispatch and they needed to add and clear squawks, you could do that manually as well. So you can alter large groups of people, or you can alter individually. Currencies follow a similar kind of flow, but in this case, this would be for a document currency for a student or instructor or somebody at the school who has something that might expire, like an airman's medical, waiver of liability, contract, insurance, TSA or CVIS information, things like that that might expire. You'd create the name. It would expire in however many, a number of either days, months, or years from original issuance. And then you could create those currency groups. So kind of like the permissions groups, you would create a group of people that would have certain currencies that would apply. So all domestic students may require documents X, Y, and Z. You would select them from here, create that currency group. And then anytime you have a new student or a new instructor start, you would select that person in your list and say, this person is this type, and they would have these required currencies. So from the very beginning, as long as you assign that person a currency type, they would all of a sudden have to have those things to be current and go fly. Moving on to company, this is where you can white label your company website. So in this case, we've got our fake School of East Coast Aviation. You would click here to upload an image. That image would replace the 4 Forces logo up in the left-hand side and make it look like your company. The integrations tab, these are current integrations that we have connected in our test environment. We've got QuickBooks and Zoho. We have options for other integrations, but this is where you'd access those and either connect or disconnect potential integrations. And on this compliance tab, this is a new feature we're rolling out for 141 compliance features. So this is supposed to be for digital signatures, record keeping, security information, basically all of the 141 compliance features. So you could toggle that on or off depending on whether or not you wanted to have those as required or not. It's up to you, but if you're a 141 school, you could toggle those on. If not, leave those toggled off.